Ladies and gentle hands, we have our first successful harvest of our mud machine. Look at this freaking thing. Oh my god. Oh, this is not right. Oh no, it broke some redstone. You guys remember this area? Oh yeah, welcome back to White Bridge. I want to work a little bit more here in the White Bridge area for this episode. What the iron golem? What the heck is going on here? Now, obviously, we already have a lot of our key features done, like the bridge and the temple entrance up here, which every time I look back at this thing, I'm like, God damn, this thing's so cool. But I want to work down here in the actual village itself. We have like the main city right here and a lot of the streets all laid out with these big old bricks and all of its coloration. And I want to work a bit more in like this area and like the outskirts of the city itself, like the downtown. We'll call this the downtown, I guess. I want to work on some smaller buildings and a lot more of like the details actually in the streets, like little market stalls. We're gonna go a little crazy with the White Bridge area, and we're also gonna work on connecting it up to the path system. So right over here, we have a nice, beautiful path going through our custom little forest that we've slowly been working on. We'll work on this today too. I actually, if you don't know, there is context behind all these trees. For every sub I got for a certain video way back when, I would plant a tree in their honor. And then if anyone joined as a member, they would get their own custom tree, which I do have to fulfill a few of those. So we'll try to hit a bit of a quota. It's been a while since I've worked on these, you know, gathering these leaves, man. Gathering leaves in Minecraft, so annoying. I wish there was actually like some sort of leaf farm I could make, but the only way to really get leaves is through Silk Touch, so you have to manually mine it, and there's no easy way to manually gather these leaves other than to plant the tree and bone meal it and grab them. So I think the first thing we're going to work on is connecting up this path right here, maybe extending out a few more of those trees, and then we'll get a better idea of how we can connect up this whole area and start adding in some more details. Right, Mr. Golem? Let's get to work. All right. I might have gotten a little bit carried away when it came to terraforming here. I thought it would be nice to set up a little bit of a trail here, a little hidden trail off the main road leading up to the ruins here. I think this is such a cool little view walking through. Nice little pond I added in here with this like random, I don't know, divot that generated. Try to, you know, make a little pond out of it. And you get a nice little walk up to the ruins over here. I think this is so cool. Such a cute little vibe. So vibey out here. I like how grassy it is, and the dirt is kind of you know, scattered out a little bit more, like it isn't traveled as much, but it's a nice little trail. And I think we'll do a similar thing over here with this trail leading up to the other ruins here. This one's a little bit longer, but it leads up to the, you know, this ruins here as well. So we'll probably build some more trees out here. Oh yeah, I built about 10 more trees, I think. So take that off the tally of about the 250 I do owe for the video. All right, I know I got a little bit carried away with the terraforming, but I want to get even more carried away. You guys see this water fountain right here? Water fountain? Waterfall? So I think this waterfall here, we could continue it down the mountain here and have it come across, and maybe we can make a little bridge right here, and then the outlet could be right over here into the water. I think this could be a nice little feature to kind of just break up it's very flat right here, right? I think it might be nice to make a little diagonal bridge right here, a little bit of a challenge, and it'd be cool to have a little river, you know, to kind of bring some more water into the valley. So I guess we could start over here. I need to sleep though. This is getting dangerous. All right, so here in Cheaty Cam, just real quick, there's some natural caves here coming along where the waterfall is, and I think it'd be cool, you know, from this waterfall here. Also, look at all these freaking animals. What the F are they doing? Through the caves here, we kind of continue through another little drop right here into this cave, and then we continue our river going straight to the outlet right over there. I think that's a really cool idea. And yeah, I think it would be nice to kind of break up the trail a little bit and maybe make a nice little stone bridge going over here. I think that could be really fun. We haven't even made any buildings yet, but we'll make a few little buildings, you know, the smaller versions of these houses, if you will, out in the outskirts right there. But before we get to that, let's do the waterfall. I want to do some more terraforming. I'm having fun with it. So I guess we'll let's hop back into another time lapse and let's see how this waterfall turns out and the bridge itself. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the montage. Okay, this area is really starting to come together more than I expected. So now we have this beautiful little river running through right before White Bridge, and I think this is such a nice feature. You know, now we all got it hooked up to this pond I showed off earlier. And now we just got a nice little creek running through here with the cute little bridge. I put it on a little bit of a diagonal, which I think gives it a little bit more character. And of course, the start of our river is from these waterfalls, all from that one source of water all the way up there. Flows all the way down here, making these beautiful cascades that we kind of terraformed to make it look so pretty. And also, we got the particles from the effective mod, giving a lot of life and character to this waterfall, which is so cool. And then just around the edges, you know, I've added in a bunch of stones, some stone faces, some rocks, trying to give it a little bit more character, a little bit more distinguish from the ground. Now, something that I think I struggled with a little bit, and some other people might struggle with too, when it comes to, you know, carving out your own river, is making the terrain around it feel somewhat natural and not so like cookie cutter, like I just sliced out this little piece of terrain. So when it comes to these bends right here, the water typically, you know, if we think realistically, the water might change 1 or 2 levels here. High tide, low tide, I don't know. The water can change levels, and sometimes, you know, around these bends, the water goes up a little bit higher, so there's a little bit more erosion on these corners compared to like the straightaways. But still on the straightaways, I try to add in a little bit more depth, just like as if there's been some erosion that, you know, maybe this river here has been at a higher elevation before. Maybe it's a little bit more drained now ever since like White Bridge was made. You know, just trying to create some backstory. And actually this right here, a little too straight for me. And now it looks a little bit prettier. There we go. And then I added one more trail in leading over to the other ruins here. Look at these trees. This is such a cool, like walking through the forest here feels so, I love it. I don't even know. It's so immersive. It feels so awesome. All these little rocks kind of shaping the path in a weird way, you know, like obviously you're not going to go up the rocks. You want to go around the rocks or in between the rocks. So a lot on the edges here of the trails added in rocks to kind of give a bit more of a reason on why the path goes this specific way. But I love this. It looks so cool with all the foliage. It really feels like you're in a forest. Oh, so immersive. I love it. And here's a little bit of an overhead too, just so you guys get a better idea of what we're looking at here. The trail coming through the middle here. We got some of the side trails, ruins over there, side trail over here, ruins over here. We'll definitely be adding more of these trails, kind of just making it feel like it's a real forest that has people, you know, traveling to little different spots and making up their own little hikes and everything. I think it's a really fun idea. And eventually, like all these, you know, oak trees and stuff will get replaced with these beautiful pine trees, our custom pine trees. So there's a lot to expect out of this forest in the future, but I want to take our attention away from that and let's start working on some of the smaller housings around here in White Bridge. Now, a lot of our roofs here in White Bridge are very colorful to kind of contrast the very plain spruce and white palette that we have going on the bottom layers. So, yeah, we have these red roofs, green roof, light blue roof, orange roof, red roof over here. There's another really deep royal blue roof over there. So I tried to translate that into these smaller buildings because these buildings are kind of supposed to be like lower class, maybe a little bit like just smaller houses for not as big of, you know, stores or marketplaces or whatever these are supposed to be specifically. So these are like smaller houses with smaller families living in them. So I wanted to kind of mimic this sort of style we had going on where we keep it very white and polished here on the lower levels, and then on the roofs, very colorful, you know, big color pop, and a lot of spruce wood as well, kind of outlining the buildings and giving some more structure and foundation to the buildings. So, I mean, without further ado, let's start building our first one here. We'll do a little bit of a time lapse for it and I'll talk about it after. All right, we got our first little house made here, looking all cute. Look at all these different colors we got going on here too. Here we have some yellows going on, a little bit more grays and a little bit of the darker grays up top there at the top of the chimney. Just kind of, going with the flow a little bit. I used the sandstone here just to kind of break up the monotony of the, the whiteness, the calcite, the white concrete powder, and the diorite. This is a nice little breakup just to make it not so repetitive, if you will. This side's a really good example of our little gradient for the base of the building. We're using a lot more of these white stems for the actual base of the building, not like the stone parts. And just using some diorite and some light gray concrete there. And then a cute little roof up top there. Yes, I like it a lot. So yeah, pretty basic building, nothing too crazy going on here. And we're gonna make a few more of these kind of out and about in these kind of open areas. You can see I've cleared out some terrain for some future ones. There'll be another one right here and like 2 or 3 more over here and then one more right over there. So they'll be kind of spread out, not too condensed or anything. What is going on here? Hi, do you have anything for me? No, of course not. All right, you can just hang out up here, I guess. Cool. Yeah, I thought it would be worth just kind of talking about this little build here, giving you guys a little insight on what I'm thinking, the thought process here. Oh, I love these coral blocks up here. They're such a good, cobblestone texture that's a little bit darker than cobblestone itself. Oh, I love it. They work really well at the top of this and kind of transitioning from the cobblestone into the tuff and then into the deep slate. And then using some pots at the top there to kind of be like little chimney, the little holes for the chimneys. I don't know. All right, but more houses are to be made, so let's get back to it. And the houses are complete. And look at these houses. They look so cool. I love the roofs. Turned out exactly how I wanted them to. Feeling pretty colorful still. Not going too far off of the, the whole aesthetic we have going on with these bigger buildings. But still, maintaining a little bit of their own little bit of a style, and I love it. I love how this turned out. Very, very cute. Very cutesy houses. I kind of hate how outskirty they feel, but I think we can fix that with some, minor landscaping in these open grass areas. We have a lot of room here to work with, so I think we can have some fun with that. Also, at this little house here, our first little house we made, I decided to add in a little bit of a mini tree right here, like one that was maybe recently planted. I thought this was pretty cute. It works really well with this smaller house too. It gives it a nice little, frame of scale, and then plus with all the bigger trees in the background. Kind of a cute little abode right here. Now, the main thing that Whitebridge is going to be used for in our world here is villager trading. And you can see inside this little house here, we have a nice little conglomerate of all of our mason villagers to trade for quartz and for terracotta and for bricks and everything. They've been very useful. Thank you for your guys' service. But we're gonna end up adding some other villagers in the future. Like these buildings right here will all be connected up, and there will be a nice, little villager hall in here. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. Ugliness. Oh my. But yeah, this will all be where our farmer villagers will be, and then we also have the upstairs over here, and possibly an upstairs over on this side. So there's plenty of room for more villagers. So I kind of want to tie in their whole professions with these open areas. So because I talked about adding in some of those farmer villagers, I think it'd be kind of nice to add in little crop fields, little planter boxes around the area. So let's add in some little gardens. Yeah, let's call them gardens. Now I know I said planter box, but I don't really know what quite to call these. They're kind of just like little gardens, I guess, is probably a decent way of going about that. But we're just gonna make it a little bush outline, nothing too crazy, kind of similar to like the flower fields we did way out over there. And we're just gonna kind of give it a nice little outline. Yeah, this is very nice. Okay, I like this. So right underneath here, we're gonna hide in a little water source, boop, just like that. And then I guess I'll get rid of all these fences, or not fences, signs. And then right in here, we can probably let's do some wheat in this one. There might be a nice little contrast with the roof. Perfect. And then over here, we can do another one of these little gardens. And I think we'll do this one, maybe we'll make this one carrots, yeah. Okay, iron golems, y'all can't be trampling my stuff all the time. Potatoes. Okay, why do there gotta be 3 of you on my potato field? Come on, man. Then maybe right here in the middle, kind of in between all of these pathways, we do one more, and it's for the carrots. All right, this is really nice. I like this is a nice little touch to this little area here. Now I want to add a little bit more than just some wheat fields, some little gardens to these houses. I think this guy will be our little lumber mill guy, the carpenter maybe. So I want to add some little like wood piles out here, and like kind of like a little bit of like a workstation where this villager maybe chops all their wood. Oh, the villager turned into a zombie. What's going on in there? Bruh. All right, let's make a little pile of wood right here. This is my favorite little strat. Ready? Do a big log, some campfire, and another campfire. Change the orientation of them, and then extinguish. And look, it looks like a little pile of logs. Oh, I love it. It's such a cute little detail. Screw it. We'll do one more, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then right in this open space, we'll do another little set of logs, maybe some bigger ones. And another neat little detail you can do is add some rails on top of your logs if you got them laid out like this. And it kind of looks like little, little straps holding down the logs, making sure they're bundled together. It's a nice little detail. Always like throwing it in there. But real quick around the edges of the log, let's add in some dirt around here to make it feel like a bit more like this area is heavily used all the time. Like all the grass is kind of dead around here. And then to finish off this little detail here, we're gonna make a little bit of a workstation. Where the villager here works and chops all of his wood. We'll even do, I think right here, we'll add in a stone cutter. So it kind of seems like it's a little table, a saw table, if you will. And that looks pretty cool. Let's do some signs on the back side here. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, maybe we do it on the front as well. Why the freak not? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's so cool. Oh, I love that. Yes, yes, yes. And I think this little cozy abode here, this is definitely my favorite house. I love the mangrove roof. I think this guy might be a little bit of a fisher. Yeah, let's call him a fisher. He lives right here next to the river, so maybe, comes over here and does a little bit of fishing. Then that's his contribution to the city here. So let's make him a little bit of a little fishing area here. Now, this little design I'm doing here is actually from another small YouTuber I recently found. His name is Schuler. Big shout out to him. This is a cool little fishing drying rack design that I saw in his most recent video, and I loved it. And I definitely wanted to recreate it in my world here. It's pretty simple, and the last touch is actually up here. We add in some trapdoors just like this. Now in Schuler's design, he uses invisible item frames to hold these fish up, which look pretty good, but I don't use any, data pack tweaks or anything in this world. So we'll just stick with the item frames, keep it nice and Minecrafty, but I absolutely love how this looks. Let's make a little bit of a dock over here too, maybe where the old fisherman kind of sits and fishes at. Maybe he found the best spot in the little valley right here, the little river. Oh yeah, this is neat. Oh yeah, I would love to fish right here. This is perfect. Then right back here, we'll add in a little cutting table for where our fisherman cuts his little fishy, yeah. And this is like a knife or something. I guess that works. Yeah, that works. And then maybe right here we add in one more drying rack, you know, like a fresh one right off the water, so he doesn't have to walk all the way over here every time he catches a fish. So add in a little bit of a drying rack right here with some campfires, and these ones are actually practical too because you could add on an actual fish if you wanted to cook it. I guess we could do that now. Wait, hold on, let's try this out. Okay, I only have cod right now, but this will work how we want it, right? Oh, look how cool this is. Oh, I love it. Can I add it like on this side? Oh, dang it, I can't. That's all right. This is so cool. Oh, yeah, look, they're drying. They're drying on the drying rack. Yeah, a lot of these details here go a long ways. They show a lot more character and a bit more intention behind every building. I think that's a really great building tip if you want to take anything home from this video, is to add little details like this and the little fishing thing and the gardens right here. It just creates a little bit more life in the world and emphasizes the world building you have going on. And I love this. I don't love how there's crops lying about from these dang iron golems. Y'all are annoying, I'll be honest. I wish I could kill y'all, but it would ruin my reputation, so you guys get to live for now. Alright, our last little detail for today is going to be these little awnings that are going to be like kind of like little market stalls. I'm thinking we're going to put one right here, and we're going to use Purpur. Congratulations, Purpur, you get your first ever use in my world. Oops. It's been a long time coming, aka you have been sitting in my box for a little too long. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Then we'll add in a little bit of fence right here. I think we can add in a fence here. Oh no, it doesn't connect. Oh no. Oh, yeah, we'll use that one as a support, and then we will continue our little pattern here. Let's go with some mangrove, and I'm gonna go with this little pattern, this back and forth pattern, mostly because I think it looks nice. You know, it's a nice little touch. Pulls a little bit more attention towards this kind of area. And to contrast with our roof, we're gonna make a little bit of a blue strip right here. And just to give it a little bit more variety, I made it so it tilts a little bit more to the right. Oh, and I want to add one right here in the middle of this little alleyway here. I just think this would be a neat spot for a little awning coming out. Let's see how this will look. Start up here, comment down right there. Yeah, nice. That's a little pop of color there too. Oh, this is turning out really nice. Now let's add some more decoration to the actual little awnings here and make them feel like someone's actually selling something here. Nice. Now look at this. We got a little back area here with a bunch of crates and chests. All right, all back there. And then the front here, we just have an assortment of looms and lecterns. Lecterns kind of being like the little cash register, if you will. And these looms and the beehives are kind of just there to break up the monotony and kind of make it feel a bit more textured and a bit more alive, like there's different things on display. We can get a little bit crazier if we want to. Pull out some flower pots and maybe even some decorated pots. And some flowers. And now we can place some flower pots around here. Just give a bit more character. Let's even throw a big pot back there and another small one right here. And look at that. It just helps fill in this little wall right here. It doesn't look so blank anymore. Looks like there's actually something going on. And this little shack right here is our local pot dealer. And this guy right over here is our local, chest seller. Yeah, let's call it our chest seller. Let's add a few more around here. Why don't we? It is quite satisfying when all your little details start coming together to form something a little bit bigger than what you started with. And look at our little fields here of crops. Our little crop fields are growing ever so slightly. Like some are maturing over here. This iron golem is going to be a menace to this wheat field, isn't he? Are you smart enough to get out? Probably not. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Of course, if you liked the video, like the video. And if you liked me, subscribe to the channel. If you really liked me, join as a member. All right, that's going to do it.